So welcome back. So this program is very important. You people can just mute, like people who are they can just mute, and I can see some background voice behind. Okay, great. Fine. So this particular program, what we do is a Java thread example, which is very important, and we have a lot to learn this. Yeah, I mean, you people have been muted. If you have any concerns, you can just unmute and ask me questions in between. Okay, I'll just go through the program once. Okay, and tell you the concepts of how the thread works in Java. Okay, after that you can unmute and ask questions. Fine. So we in the previous session we just got to know how to handle an exception. An exception is a class. Exception is a concept in Java where if you face some error, we can try to do execute the program. If you're facing some problem, we can catch it using an exception. We have three different statements: try block, catch block, and the finally block. The finally block is something which is done at the last, which has to be executed irrespective of try or catch. The try block is something what you're trying to do. If you have some error, then we'll be catching that error in the catch block. This is what we learned in the previous session. Okay. Now what we do is we try to actually work with the thread example. Okay. We work with the thread example. This is most important because in the theory perspective also we have a lot to do with the threads. What is a thread basically? As I said previously, thread is something which is a concept which is running in the backend. Mean to say, whenever a Java program is executed or a compiler comes into picture, the compiler creates the thread. The compiler creates a thread to run the code. Okay, we have different functions implicitly there in a compiler. For example, when I say if you people have learned a subject by name Unix, whenever an operating system gets up, there's init which is happening in the backend. The first function which gets called is called as init. Just like that, whenever a program gets executed, the threads would be created in the backend. So a thread handling is a completely a very big concept in operating system. If the OS is designed with respect to C programming or C++ programming, okay, and many softwares in respect to Java need to handle with threads. Thread is a concept which runs automatically and it creates the hierarchy of the process. For example, I say first open the door, then get inside the room. Okay, then we switch on the light. Mean to say that step-by-step process, every step is interlinked to each other by connecting the threads. Okay, in this program, we are creating a thread. Your question says in your lab exam, mean to say that they have asked you to write a function. I'll just read a function for you, question for you. It says write a Java program that implements a multiple thread application that has three threads. First thread generate a random integer for every 1 second. Second is compute the square of the number and print. Third will print the value of a cube of a number. Okay, they mean to say that you are creating multiple threads where we are actually creating the program to print the square of the number, then we create a program to print cube of the number, then we generate the random integers. Okay, here actually I'm creating a single thread. Here I'm creating a single thread. If you want, you can create multiple threads, but this is very much fine. No need to worry about the program. Okay, it means to say we have created a single thread. We have created a thread and we are calling three different functions in three different activities inside the same thread. Okay, how this would work? How this would work is very important. Okay, I have minimized the code as much as possible. And one more important thing here is the people you must get like how do we get this code? As I told you, you will have got a mail from our organization telling it as subscribe for this thing, so that this video will be uploaded into YouTube on that particular channel. I want to people to see that. Below that in the comment box we'll be giving a GitHub link. In the GitHub link, the complete code will be uploaded. You can download the program from the GitHub. Okay, so soon after this session, like around 1.5 hours, 2 hours, our team will be uploading the code to YouTube, and the link will be given at the bottom where people can download the GitHub code where the program will be uploaded. Okay, so no need to worry about the code. You'll be getting complete code. Okay, and the most important thing here is, as I told you, the program execution will start from the class where we have a public static void main. Yes, so we have the public static void main here, and this is the class thread example. The function, the class name, the program name is also thread example. The class name is also thread example. Then I've created an object number n1 is equal to new number. Mean to say that there must be a class by name number. I'll go to the top and see, yes, there's a class by name number. Yes, so the number is extending a thread. What is this extending a thread, sir? What is it? It means to say that whenever we are creating a thread, we have two options. The first option is calling by the runnable interface. Okay, interface. is not my perspective to do as of now. Okay, we can see it later. Provided interface mean to say that we can run the thread either in two options. Either we can use runnable interface or we can extend the thread class. Extending mean to say we are doing inheritance. Okay, when I say runnable interface, okay, mean to say that we are actually using that interface to run the to use the thread. Mean to say we can call the thread in two options. One is either extending the thread class. The second option is using the runnable interface. When I say interface, it has to be implemented. Interfaces has to be implemented. Thread has to be extended. Very important. When I say class, sorry, when I say class, the classes has to be extended. Interface has to be implemented. So I am using the class. Okay, there is a class by name thread. I am using the class here. So mean to say I need to extend that thread class. So what is there inside the thread class? Thread is a class which we have multiple functions. We have run function, we have notify function, we have join function. So many functions are there inside the thread. We can use all those functions here by extending the thread class. Great. Okay, now we are extending class number, extend thread. Good. Now what we say is, okay, after extending the thread class, what happens? I'm just creating an object of n1 number and I'm storing into a variable called n1. I'm doing n1 dot start. That's it. You're done with this code, with this part of code. Now your thread will take a chance to work. Mean to say that when I say n1 dot start, when I say n1 dot start, automatically the function, the control would be given to this run. So you must understand the first function which gets called automatically, but the first function which gets called automatically whenever a thread is created is run. Okay, when I say r n1 dot start, when I say n1 dot start, automatically the function will take its operation directly from this n1 dot start. It goes and looks for the run. Oh, now I'm writing the code for run. Okay, sir, is run a function which is already there inside the thread? Yes. Okay, this is a function, so I'm saying it as overriding. We have a concept of overloading and overriding. Overriding means to say we already have a function, we are trying to redefine the function. This is called as overriding. Okay, I'm overriding the run function. Okay, mean to say that the run function is there in the thread class. I'm trying to redefine it once again, called as public void run. Okay, so what we are doing here, as your question says, we need to create a thread. We need to create a thread to generate a random numbers, then to create a cube of the number, then to create a square of the number. One more important clause what they added is we need to make the thread to have a delay. We want a thread to make sleep for 1 second. That is, the compiler is very fast, right? The compiler is like works like around microseconds, even faster than that. Me to say it's very fast. So we need to control. If I give an opposite to my controller, to my compiler, it executes. It creates like more than 1,000 threads within a second. But I want it to be very slow. So I'm setting a delay. I'm setting a delay in terms of I'm making my thread to sleep for 1 second, wake up, execute the next code. Sleep, wake up, execute next code. So where are we doing this? That I'll be telling you now. Okay, now what I do is I'm extending the thread class. I'm writing the run function. Run function is a function which is there inside the thread class. Good. Okay, now I say random is equal to new random. Mean to say that there is a class called as random. I've given description there. Create a random class for random number generation. They are clearly telling you that we need to generate a random numbers. You don't give your number. Okay, sir, who is generating a random number? There is a class called as random class. This random class will give the random numbers. Okay, say random is equal to new random, which is stored inside the variable by name random. Sir, is that has to be random only? No, you can put it as R1 also. It is just a variable name. Okay, I'm defining as random. Okay, now what I say is I want it to be executed for the 10 times. If you want, you can do it for 1,000 times also. It's just a loop. What I say is a for loop. People who are new to for loop, the for loop has 3 parameters: initialization, then comparison, then increment or decrement. I'm initializing the I value to 0. I'm comparing till the I value is less than 10. I'm incrementing for 1 time always. Mean to say the I value will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mean to say that 10 times the program will be executed. I mean 10 times this particular loop will be executed. This for loop will be executed for the 10 times. Okay. So what are we doing inside that room? What are we doing is we are generating the random number. Okay, we are generating a random integer. I say random integer is equal to random dot next int of 100. Mean to say that when I have a random class object here, inside the random object, we have a function called next int. Okay, next int is a function. Okay, if you want, what you can do is I just try to run this once again. I say dot next int. Okay, if you can see the code here, okay, it returns the uniformly distributed int value from this random number generator sequence. Mean to say it generates a uniform number. It generates a uniform number. It generates any random uniform number. That is what the next int will do. Okay, I want a uniform number to be generated, so I'm using random dot next int. As simple as that. Okay, when I say 100, it generates 100 random numbers. That's it. It generates random number. That's it. Okay, it generates a random number. Now what I do is I just try to I'm storing the random number what is being generated inside the variable called random integer. Okay, now what I do is I say random integer generated is, what is the random integer generated? I'll be displaying this random integer generated is the random number. Then I say square of the number. So random integer into random integer twice. I'll store it in square. Then I say square of that random number is, print the square. Then I say cube equal to random integer into random integer into random integer, cube of the number, store it in cube, then display the cube. Now I say try to make it sleep, because they have explicitly told you that, they have clearly told you that you want the compiler to make it sleep for every 1 second. So I say I'm making my thread to sleep. So I say thread dot sleep for 1000, means 1000 milliseconds. Means I'm asking my compiler to sleep for a second. I say thread dot sleep of 1000. When I say this, automatically the thread will sleep. Okay, if in case while making your thread to sleep there is some problem, what to do? Yes, previously we handled using try catch. The same I'm doing here. While trying to make my thread sleep, if I got some error, then what we do is we try to catch it. Okay, I try to catch it. Okay, like someone just asked me like how to record the video. Okay, I mean we'll be uploading this video to YouTube, so not a problem. Okay, you can just view it. Okay, so because multiple access to record would be a problem for us, but anyways we'll be recording this video for you. Okay, we'll be uploading it, so no, don't worry. Okay, now I say thread dot sleep of 1000, mean to say that I'm making this thread to sleep for a second, then I'll catch it. If there's any error, I'll catch it. If there's no error, of course no issue, just run it. So the question seems to be very complex for you, but the programming is very simple. Okay, as I told you, since you are understanding it very well, it is very simple for us, right? See, if I say I am creating a class by name thread example, I am creating number n1 is equal to new number. I am saying n1 dot start. When I say n1 dot start, the first function which gets called is run. Okay, inside the run function, I am calling a class called random. I am calling for 10 numbers, so I am repeating this for 10 times. Then random integer dot random dot next int, it generates a random number. Then I do a square of the number. Then I do the cube of the number. Then I do I'll display the same. So I'm making the thread to sleep. That's it. Okay, I'll just run this code. You can understand. I'll just run this code. It might take some time if you're doing for the first time. Okay, so I'll just yes. See, you can see. For every 1 second, it keeps on generating. It keeps on doing it. Okay, so we got an output for the 10th time. Mean to say that it generates a random number. It has generated a random number for you. It generated random number 58. I told you it is a random number. Okay, and I give an option as 100 here. When I give an option of 100 here, mean to say that any number within the range of 100. Okay, for that matter, any number which is in the range of 100, I give 100 here. So it is not taking 1000, 50, 200, 300. No, it is generating a random number within 100. Good. So only I am given as 100. So the first time it has taken, first time it has taken as 58. The square of the number is 3364. Just display the same. Then the cube of the number display the same. Me to say that we are actually writing the code, and you can see it is happening with a delay. If I had not given this delay, okay, the things would have been very fast. Okay, things were very fast. Okay, I can just show you with respect to delay. I might get error. Okay, I do one thing. Okay, I can just I'm using multi-line command only. It can be we have a concept of using single line command and multi-line command. This is how you can put multi-line commands. Okay, we can put multi-line commands like this. Okay, this is a multi-line command. I'm just doing to do multi-line commands. I'll store this and I'll run once again. See, it happened within a fraction of a second. But explicitly they told your thread to make sleep. So only we did this. We made the thread to sleep for every second. Then we try to run it. Okay, so the most important point in this program is we tried to run the code, we made the thread to sleep, we generated the random number, we display the square of the number, we display the cube of the number. As simple as that. Okay, the first function which gets executed whenever threads gets created is run function. Okay, the thread can be called in two ways, either by extending the thread class or by implementing the thread interface. Okay, so as I told you, I mentioned in the comment box, either we can create a number, I mean, we can do runnable interface can be called, or else we can extend the thread class. We extended the thread class, we call the run function, it is happening automatically. Okay, any doubts and concern? Okay, yes, sir, increase the sleep item is good. So he says that, sir, shall we increase the sleep time? Someone has commented it out. Okay, I'll just try to increase the sleep time. Yes, I've increased the delay. I've increased the delay, so it's going very slow. Okay, so it's happening good. Mean to say that I'm increasing the speed. I'm increasing the delay. So because they told in your program, they say that with a delay of 1 second, so we are increasing by 1 second. But you can, if you want, yes, we can do it. Okay, I see one more comment. I'll just try to answer your question. Okay. 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 So we want to understand the main function. Main function is very simple. I'm just calling the public static void main. Number n is equal to new number. I'm just creating an object of number. That's it, nothing else. I'm just creating an object of number. I'm saying n1 dot start. And one more important thing is, sir, you're calling n1 dot start, but in this n1 class, there is no start function. No, might be that's the reason he's asking that question. Yes, there's no start function, but I told you when I called start function, implicitly the run function would be called. The first function which gets called when a thread the thread starts is a run function. So I am calling that, I am telling my thread to start. I am telling my thread to start, automatically it is calling the run function. Okay, so nothing there with the main function. Okay, so guys, it means to see that if you understand the concept very well, the things are very easy. Okay, because we like while seeing the program, we need to be very complex. But as you can see here, it's not a matter of like around 20-25 lines of code. Everything is very simple. Okay, and I want people to maintain the same code. Okay, if you need, if in your exams or in Viva, see, I'm not concentrating for your lab exams for your information. My intention is making you people to understand the concept behind it. If you understand this concept, there's a lot of theory which has been dwelt inside it. Okay, so that you can really use it for your theory exams also. Okay, so mean to say that yes, thread is an important concept. Okay, which would be asked in your interview, like on the next level. And I'm not bothered about like worried about interview as of now. What I mean to say here is yes, thread is an important concept. Even now industry we are using threads. Even now industry we are using threads. Okay, mean to say thread is a very important concept. We have a lot to do with the thread theory, but for this scope of this particular class, my intention was to just to say how the thread works and what will be happening in the backend. Any concerns or any doubts? Okay, you can just ping me through chat box. I'll unmute your this thing and you can ask me a question. Okay. Okay, sir, is it necessary to use sleep? Yes, mean to say that it is necessary to use sleep because it is asked in your code. Okay, they say that in your program, write a Java program and make the make a have a delay. They said that thread will okay just say for example generate a random integer for every 1 second. They asked in your code telling it as, sir, generate for every 1 second. So if I don't give that sleep right, automatically it will happen within a fraction of second. For every 1 second it has to happen. So only I'm using sleep. Well, I hope you got the answer. Okay. Any other doubts? Any other doubts and concerns? Feel free. Okay, I don't want to be able to carry the doubts. Okay. So any concerns, I can help you. Okay. See, as I told you, things are very easy, but how you take it is very important. It's not a complex program at all. None of your Java programs are complex. Okay, it's very easy, but you need to understand the concept. Okay, so try to understand the logic behind it and try to understand the concept. For example, we have like distrust algorithm, we have something like merge sort, we have different sorting algorithms. Just try to understand the concept. Writing code is just a very easy job what you can do. Okay, any concerns so that I can just unmute you, unmute for the particular people. If you don't have concerns, you can just type a message as done so that we can take it forward. Okay, so Saurabh chases, sir, can you explain the random integer? Okay, so sort of the random integer is a function. It is a function, okay, which just generates. Okay, it is actually a function. Okay, I'll just come here. See, this is a random integer. It's just a variable. Okay, it's just a variable. It can be a also. It can be a, not a problem. It's just a variable. But this random integer, random dot next int, this random dot next int will generate a random number. That's it. Okay. So where does this random come from? The random came from the class called random. RANDOM random. I create an object of random. Sir, where this random came from? The random came from the package called java.util.random. So only at the top I imported. I want people to make it very sure. Don't miss the statement. I imported java.util.random. Inside this random package, I've created an object class of this object of this random class. Then I using this random as an object, I call the next int function. It gave me a random integer. Okay. Sort of hope your doubt is clear. I think Saurabh was the one who asked the question. Okay. Great. Okay, so someone says, sir, can you please explain about the catch? Okay, two questions on the same basis. Okay, I can just say like, catch function. When you go to the catch function, okay, here I say that, okay, and one more important thing here is I'm trying to make the compiler sleep. Okay, I say thread.sleep, thread.sleep for 1 second. Okay, and if I say thread.sleep for 1 second, if in case, if there's some interruption in the middle and the thread is not able to catch, we're not able to catch the thread, we're not able to make the thread sleep, then what to do? Is an error. I don't want to get an error. I want to handle it. If you don't want to get an error, then you need to catch that. So I say, try to make the thread sleep. If it is happening, well and good. If not, catch and say, some problem has happened. So here, I'm calling with something called as interrupted exception. Interrupted exception means some interruption has happened in the backend. That's it. Sir, can I make it as exception only? Yes, this is a base class. It can be like this also, not a problem. Okay, if you need specific exception, as I told you, exception handling is a big story. Okay, it's a big concept where I can explain you for 3-4 hours, only exception handling. Okay, but exception is just a concept here. Mean to say that I'm catching an exception, that's it. Okay, so why did I use interrupted exception here is, if some interruption has happened and my thread was not able to sleep, I am catching as interruption exception. Okay, the base class of all the exception is exception. Okay, either I can put as interrupted exception, which is a specific exception, or else I can put directly as exception, which is a base exception. Good. Hope you got the answer. Okay. Then any other questions? Okay, other lab programs. Okay, I'll just ping you, Sagar, regarding the other lab program. Okay, we are making an arrangement for the same because we have multiple colleges to do. Okay, and I think in this college also we have 2 to 3 different colleges. People have been connected here. Okay, for seeing our compatibility, we will host the program for different lab programs too. So no need to worry, we are there with you. Okay, so to use run, we always have to use start. To use run, yes, to use run, we have use start. So mean to say that usually the thread will, there is a thread. Okay, when we have a thread, we want the thread to get executed, right? We want the thread to get executed. We have to initiate the thread. We want to give a birth to thread. The process of giving the birth to thread is by calling the start function. The start function implicitly calls the run function. Yes. So answer is yes. To use run, we have to use run to start the thread. Great. Hope you got the answer. Any other doubts? If no doubts, you can just ping a message as done. Okay, so that I can just share. Okay, and the most important thing here is, okay, like we'll be sharing this videos in YouTube. Okay, I want you people to just subscribe our channel. Okay, anyways, we got your mail IDs, and the next event, okay, as people putting some private messages to me telling it as, sir, when will be the next program, when will we handle the next class? Okay, as I told you, we'll be sending you a mail when will be the next class. Okay, so that you can please keep an update with us. Okay, so that we'll be helping you with the program. Okay, Mihir is raising his hands. Mihir, you want me to unmute? Just a moment. I need to search your name, Mihir. I don't know who's in a visiting order. Okay, Mihir. Mihir, you're not visible. What's your name given here? You can just ping. You can just put a message in group chat, Mihir, if you have any doubts. Any doubts for other, like, for some of the people? Okay, no issues. Like if you feel, if you feel that your doubts has not been cleared, you can just ping me through a WhatsApp. Okay, Mihir. Yeah, Mihir. Then Mihir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Mihir, tell me.
I'm not Mihar, sir. In main function.
Pawan, yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Pawan.
We are calling only thread one start. No,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Well, why we are not calling all the threads, sir? Only thread one only we are calling.
No. Here, if you can just observe the code, I'm creating only N1. I'm creating only one thread. That's what I mean to say here. I'm creating only one thread by name number. Number N1 is equal to new number. So I'm saying number one dot start. That's it. Okay. So if you want to create three different threads, assume that I have created three different threads. Number one, N1 equal to new number. Number N2 is equal to new number. Number N3 is equal to new number. If I have three numbers, then you can call three N1 dot start, N2 dot start, N3 dot start, so that you are creating three different threads. That is what I told you. Okay, I am handling in the single thread. I'm handling all the three code in a single thread. If you want to create multiple threads, then you can call multiple threads. Okay, so in N1 thread, in thread N1, write a code only to do cube of a number. In thread N2, write a code only to display a square of the number.
Square.
Yeah, so you can create a multiple threads and you can call that accordingly. But what I'm doing here is I'm creating a single thread and I'm calling all the three codes in a single thread. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great. Okay. So any other questions? Any other questions? Then we access. Okay, fine. Okay, when we create a class for main function, why can't we use public in extend class? Okay, very important, very good question. Okay, someone says, sir, when we create a class for main function, why can't we use public in extend class? Okay, mean to see the Java says that, okay, in this extend class, why we are not using public? The Java clearly says that, the Java compiler clearly says, there can be only one public class in a Java program. Okay, there can be only one public class inside a Java program. Mean to say that if I create multiple public classes, the compiler will get confused in which particular class there is public static void main. So whichever class is having public static void main, that particular function has to be public. Okay, here I don't have the public static void main function, so I'm not making as public. But in this case, I can see here I have public static void main function, so I'm making this class as public. Okay, so why is not public, sir? Why is not public? Because and I don't have the public static void main function there. That's the reason it's not public. So I can't make it. I mean, I can't even make it as public. It's a rule. I say that there can be only one public class inside a Java program. There can't be multiple public classes.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
But we can create for each external a public class.
Come again. Come again. I didn't get that. You got the answer? Okay, if you got the answer, fine. But the thing is, yes, there can be only one public class, is what we say. The public class must be there inside the public static, whichever function is public static void main, that class has to be public. So here I don't have public static void main function, so I say it has to be public. Okay. When we create a class or main function, why can't we use public in extend class? Okay, I answered the question. Any other doubts? Sir, but we can create class for many. Sir, but we can create class for many in one function. Yeah. Mean to say we can create multiple functions in one class. Yes, of course, true. Of course, true. Mean to say that here when it's public class, I can create one more function here also. I can create one more function. That is always fine. But what I try to say here is we can create one more function, but there must be only one public static void main, right? There must be only one public static void main. Here I can create one more function by name void play. No issues. I can create one more function by name void play. Not a problem. Okay, it will accept. It can be done provided what it says is, yes, you can create multiple classes, multiple functions, provided there must be only one public static void main, and the class which is having public static void main has to be public. Hope you got the answer.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. Great. Okay. Any other concerns? I know there will be a lot of questions for the people with respect to Java programming, but I'm specific to this program. If you have if it's something related to this program and theory, I don't mind explaining in this session. Okay, great. So can I assume that you people got it and no doubts till here? Okay, is it clear? If you have any comments or something like that, you can just ping through YouTube channel. Okay, you can just ping to YouTube channel. Okay, yes, good. Pawan, so done. Okay, but just I can just type it as done if you don't have any doubts, so that we can. Okay, and the most important thing here is I want you people to just subscribe to the YouTube channel, where at the bottom of the video of this video, okay, we will be actually giving the GitHub link. Okay, and because we can't, there are multiple college people involving this in sessions. Okay, we can't individually send you personal names of the code. Okay, so we are making it in a GitHub. So the code will be stored in GitHub. You can download in GitHub. If you have any doubts, we can ping through our Gmail IDs, so that either of our team will answer for your questions. Okay, great, man. Fine. Have a nice day. Stay home. Okay. Try to utilize the time as much as possible. Okay. Try to work on the coding. Get your hands dirty while coding. Mean to say that we have to work a lot, okay, on coding stuff. Okay. Any doubts on coding perspective, we can ping to our mail IDs. Okay. We'll be posting when would be the next class and what will be the topic of the next class. Okay. You can just stay tuned and you can follow our link. Okay. So you'll be getting an updates. Great. Thank you so much for your time, and have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye.